All right, in this episode of Bouts Talking Bouts, happy to be talking to a victorious individual at BTC 14 Clash, a victory in London, Ontario, Cody Chovancek, and very happy to be talking to him after that victory over Nicky Heinrichs. How's your night going so far, man? I imagine you're on cloud 9.
Oh, it's going good. You know, I got a lot of family and friends here. It's amazing to fight in front of a hometown crowd, especially after all this bullshit we've gone through in the last 3 years. So, yeah, it was sweet to get a first-round finish. Felt great. I'll be back in soon.
Yeah, and to that point, would like the next BTC show be something you would want to target? Does that represent a next step in your mind, or?
Yeah, so I called out Jake Gavrell, so I'm looking for that fight. It'll probably happen in June or later on in the year. Who knows?
And what motivated that specific name there? Like, is it a certain, like, you guys are at a similar point in your career, or, like, what was the call-out mindful of, I guess?
I already said yes to him twice. I signed the contract once. We're both 2-0. I mean, it makes sense. That's the fight to make happen, right? So we're both at 45. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like you didn't sustain, like, a great deal of damage there, so a quick turnaround could be easily done, I would think,
I'll be ready to go. Ready to go for June, for sure.
Yeah, and just the Niagara Top team work. I mean, that gym has just grown in such a pronounced way over the last little while. Like, when did you first start training at Niagara Top team there?
So I've been there. I came out for Tichay's first pro fight to help him train for that. And I've been there pretty much since the beginning of Niagara Top team. It's been amazing. I've never been at a gym like that where it just feels like a family. You know what I mean? There's so many high-level guys in the room, the UFC and the Bellator, and it's just motivating, you know, watching those guys, the role models.
I was going to say, even probably beyond a level of, like, technique refinement, just being under, like, a proverbial learning tree, just people at those levels you were talking about, I imagine that's huge as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure. They're already doing those steps. We just have to follow those steps, right, to get to that, to get to those big shows. They're paving the way.
And you mentioned Tichay there. Is that a guy you tend to, like, spar with a fair bit, or, like, who would be your main kind of sparring partners leading into?
Tichay's like my main training partner. We do the most training together. He's my main guy, you know what I mean? So he's my homie.
Oh, yeah, very talented fighter, too. A good lad as well.
Oh, yeah. He loves the fight. I love the fight. So we get along really good, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it seems like he has, like, a real fervor for it, and it seems like everyone at that gym really does. But like you said, a great, like, family dynamic, too. And it just seems like it's grown leaps and bounds, both in terms of, like, the physical gym spacing and also just the broader notoriety. So, like, what do you think about that? Do you feel like Niagara Top team is being discussed more as, like, a big, like, international gym in the last, like, year or two?
Oh, yeah. We're the best gym in Canada, without a doubt. Whether people are, like, starting to recognize that now, but I've already been saying that for 2 years, that we're the best gym in Canada. Chris Prickett and Matthew Marcantonio, they are holding it together. They're, like, giving us this opportunity. Not a lot of guys are able to train like this. Like, we're going to be huge. We're already the best gym in Canada. It's just, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, it's just a fantastic gym, and just seeing the growth is so amazing. And just, like, the kind of finish you got, I imagine that's practiced in the gym thousands and thousands of times. Like, how satisfying is it to see that manifest in a competition setting?
Oh, it's amazing. The work, we're putting in that work. You know, training can be grueling sometimes. We put in hard sessions at the gym, but to come out tonight and finish somebody in the first round, that's what it's all about. That's what we're doing this for, right? I'm doing this for because I like to fight. I fight for the fans, so I'm putting that work in the gym.
Yeah, and you talk about, like, enjoying fighting in London on a level of, like, just being around here kind of thing, but just in the sense of, like, the huge history it has for Canadian mixed martial arts. Like, is it cool to fight in the city with that kind of backdrop too, kind of being interwoven into that rich history a bit?
Oh, yeah. The Forest City's got a huge fight scene behind it. And I fought here like 6 or 7 times, so I've got a good fan base here now. And it really showed tonight. I could hear everybody. I appreciate it. It means a lot.
Yeah, it was great, and I want to let you celebrate the victory, too. So to that point, is there anything you want to add as a parting thought as we're wrapping up, man?
No, I just like to thank everybody that came out. My sponsors, you know who you are. It means a lot. I wouldn't be able to do this without my sponsors, so I appreciate everybody.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for the insights, man, and you enjoy the rest of your night.
No problem. Thanks. Have a good night.